How do you kind of build that audience in the first place? What are your tips and tricks to building that audience from if you're just starting out for someone brand new, let's say?
Sure, I think, really trying to connect with the people with stories and teaching people things. I think that the best way to connect is to teach. And it does require a degree of experience to know what to teach people, to understand where people are having problems so you can add value. I know that the more relevant you are with your communication, the more followers you will get. You have to be relevant. And relevancy is a hard thing to kind of show someone how to do. I mean, you can demonstrate what a relevant post or a relevant live feed looks like. A good example, I watched one of Frank Kern's the other day, and the guy is just very good at being relevant, and he can hold your attention for a period of time, and you don't feel like your time was wasted if you give him a couple minutes of your time. When I try to share a post, I love asking a very specifically formulated question, like a very targeted, specific, narrow question. I like asking my audiences these things, and I like getting their feedback. Having people participate is huge, and figuring out what they truly believe the answer is. And it's so funny. Some people come close to what I would define the answer is, but a lot of people are just way off. And then you have the people, of course, that are, they're just being entertaining. They're making jokes, answering your question. But a great way is just like the classical version. It's like kind of like the professor student, in a university setting, only taking it online, where the professor really illuminates the students' minds, like in university. Just like you need to, as a mentor, as a marketer, as a leader, you need to illuminate people. You need to take people and make them scratch their head and go, wow, I really never looked at it like that. And then subconsciously, they will remember who you are. And maybe next time you post something, they'll expect to have another scratch their head moment or light bulb moment, like, wow, maybe the more connections you give people like this in their own brain, the more every time they see you, they get used to seeing you. They're going to start trusting you. And then down the road, when you have something for sale, they're going to expect, because you gave them so many connections with your free content, they're going to expect that, wow, I'm probably going to get like 10 times the amount of connections this time. And that will help me in my evolution, getting to somewhere new, either with personal development, with my belief system, with my sales skills, with my understanding to recognize how to pick a niche and get clients or customers for that niche or industry, etc. So it's really about connecting with the people, and it's really about being relevant. It's really about studying a little bit of the past, but really looking towards the future. And then in the present, you're trying to combine those two forces to figure out what's the right message. There's a lot of times I resort back to just timeless principles. I'll talk about things that were discovered very, very long a time ago when it comes to marketing or selling or these broad things. But I always try to narrow it down and get more specific. I'll now talk about like specifically getting solo-led customers using method A. Then I'll go deep into that specific thought, and then or something like that when I'm trying to really pull someone's attention, right? So specificity matters. Being narrow again and relevant is very important way to continue to get people to care about your content and to stick with you and to maybe even share your posts and be influential.